Having a streamlined procurement process and a clear procurement strategy is essential to ensure your organization is able to meet its business goals, ranging from profitability to sustainability and more. This is Smart Consulting Sourcing, the only podcast about consulting procurement or how to buy consulting services. You'll get tips on how to use consulting, buy consulting, and managing the consulting. Tips and tricks from the pros. Let's do this. This is Smart Consulting Sourcing. And now your host, Hélène Laffitte.
Hello and welcome back to Smart Consulting Sourcing, the only podcast about consulting procurement. I am Hélène, and today we'll be talking about what is a top consulting firm. However, before that, let me give you a recap of last week. A maturity grid, also known as maturity model, can help companies to understand how they stand on a given capability and draw their path to excellence. The consulting procurement maturity grid has 4 levels of maturity, and it's very difficult to take shortcuts. Consulting procurement organization will have to take the journey step by step. Besides, not every company should aim for the highest level of maturity. Every organization should evaluate the best trade-off between the investment in a new consulting procurement capability and the value expected. In other words, it might not make sense for smaller organizations with fewer projects to build a best-in-class practice for consulting, even from an operational standpoint. However, this week, I want to discuss about what is a top consulting firm. So there's a lot of talk about what makes a top consulting firm. But there's one thing that really separates the best from the pack: results. And really, sometimes these are the big ones. You know, the ABB, McKinsey, Bain, and BCG, or the big 4, Deloitte, EY, PwC, and KPMG. But what is a top consulting firm exactly? The top consulting firms are those that consistently deliver exceptional results for their clients. They're the ones that have a track record of success in helping businesses achieve their goals. You can't eat prestige, as the phrase goes. Prestige is important, but let's face it. If you can get high-quality consulting services at a price that suits your budget, won't you go for it? Choosing a global brand consultant to cause a budget issue for your firm makes no sense. These big-ticket brands may provide answer to just one of your problems while depleting your money to the point that where other initiatives suffer. And the good news is that there is a consulting firm somewhere that fits both your expectations and your budget. And also, let me share something essential. The consulting firm you know is not necessarily the consulting firm you need. And yes, it's also true about the largest consulting firms. When searching for the top consulting firm to solve a specific problem, it's important to consider what the problem is and what kind of consulting firm would be best suited to solve it. There are many different types of consulting firms, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. And as such, it is important to carefully consider the problem at hand before making a decision. So how does this affect your search for the top consulting firm? It means that for each need, you will find consulting firms that are best suited for the work. The right consulting firm can fulfill your current project demands while also complementing your company's culture and budget. And the right fit can be a smaller boutique firm specialized in only the sort of project you're working on, or a larger business with a subspecialty you're looking for. A top consulting firm has a history of being in the right location at the right time for the right project with the right expertise. It will also have strong working connection, flexibility, flexible solutions, and excellent follow-up. There is no lack of top consulting firms in the world. How do you choose the right one? Here are a few things to keep in mind. Look for a firm with a proven track record in similar types of projects. The best way to find out if a firm can deliver results is to look at their past performance. Make sure that the firm you choose has experience in your industry and in the type of projects you want to launch. They should understand your business and know what it takes to succeed in your market. Ask for referral from people you trust. Talk to other businesses that have worked with the firm on similar projects and see if they're happy with the results. So what you need actually is to have a different perspective on what is a top consulting firm. Hiring consultants is often rather expensive, is often more expensive than launching the project in-house. So you need to think about how much you're ready to invest and what value you expect from that project. Then you will need to have someone, preferably from procurement, who has experience in sourcing consulting firms with high quality services at an affordable price point. If you have recurring needs for consulting, you would save a lot of time by doing all of this work in advance. The second point emphasizes the need to combine a variety of experiences with current industry expertise. Results are not always improved by experience alone. You want your child to be taught by a teacher who has always done it this way and has been teaching for 20 years? It's preferable to have a teacher with half the experience, but who keeps up with the newest education field test findings. What differentiates the top consulting firms from the ordinary ones is that the former types have procedures in place to guarantee that team members share their skills and experiences, and keep up to date with the latest trends. Now coming to the third perspective, it's wise not to rely on just one source for your strategic demands. Consider supplier risk management and use the same basic ideas as you would do for other categories. One step further, each consulting firm has a unique DNA profile as well as a unique portfolio of projects in which they thrive. For each strategic need, you can find 2 or 3 distinct consulting firms. And it's acceptable if you wind up using the same source for many purposes. Furthermore, competition will always keep service suppliers on their toes. So it's a no-brainer that everybody wants to hire the best consulting service providers. However, your idea of the finest consulting partner may differ from that of your competitors. You must develop your criteria based on your project needs and your goals. Similarly, you'll have to separate out the excellent from the mediocre while managing your panel of suppliers and keeping track of their performance. And trust me, the work will be well worth it. You will gain the respect of the business line and demonstrate that what you can offer to the table as you deliver more value and saving. What's more, who knows? It might lead to a position in the C-suite. So what is a top consulting firm you want to work with? Do your research and make sure they have the experience in your industry that will give you the best chance for success. And again, the consulting firm you know is not necessarily the consulting firm you need. Be very clear about the problem that needs to be addressed and what sort of firm can help you solve that problem. References from happy customers are always a good sign, so reach out and ask around. When it comes time to choosing the right partner for your business, don't hesitate to go with a firm that has a proven record of helping companies on similar initiatives. However, for each strategic topic, keep a portfolio of 2 or 3 businesses and inform them about the competition, since it will keep them on their toes and motivated to work hard and deliver outstanding results. And that marks the end of our podcast, folks. Next week, I want to talk about what's so specific about purchasing consulting services, so stay tuned. Till then, stay safe and happy sourcing. Haven't you chosen a consulting firm yet? If not, remember you can always contact me directly on LinkedIn or by email because I'm always game for a chat. Bye and see you next week. Au revoir.
You've been listening to Smart Consulting Sourcing, the only podcast about consulting procurement and how to buy consulting services. Pro tips on how to use consulting, buy consulting, and manage it. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you've gotten some useful and practical information. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hit the website at consultingquest.com. Check out the blog at consulting.wiki and find the ebook Smart Consulting Sourcing, a step-by-step guide to getting the best ROI from your consulting, available on Amazon and other online sellers. Find us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. For questions and comments, send an email to ellen.laffitte@consultingquest.com. See you next time.